Toxic people are everywhere. They work with you. They live in your building. They show up at family dinners. Sometimes they share your bed. And the worst part, for a long time, you often don't realize how much damage they're doing to your mind, your confidence, your sense of self, until you're already deep in it. You'll know the feeling. You leave certain conversations feeling smaller, confused, guilty, but you can't explain why. You start questioning your own reactions. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe it really is my fault. You feel drained after seeing them, like your emotional battery's been quietly stolen. Here's the brutal truth. If you spend enough time around toxic people, you will start absorbing their patterns. And once that happens, it becomes painfully hard to get back to a healthy version of you. So in this video, part 1, we're going to do 3 things. 1. Define what toxic actually means, not just people I don't like. 1. Expose the psychology behind their behavior, especially insecurity and projection. 1. Show you how to recognize them early and limit their influence before they wreck your mental health. You can't avoid toxic people completely, but you can stop them running your life. We throw the word toxic around a lot, so let's be specific. A toxic person is someone who consistently hurts others emotionally or psychologically, puts their own needs first, regardless of the cost to you, refuses to take responsibility for their behavior, uses guilt, fear, drama, or manipulation to keep control. On the surface, they might look confident, charming, even powerful. Underneath, they're usually deeply insecure and completely unwilling to deal with their own emotional baggage. Most of us have issues, trauma, fear, self-doubt. The difference is, healthy people feel their insecurities, own them, and try not to take them out on others. Toxic people deny their insecurities and project them onto everyone around them. Instead of thinking, I feel weak, scared, or not good enough, I need to work on that, they go, I refuse to feel weak, so I'll make you feel smaller than me. So they put you down so they can feel above you. Start arguments to feel powerful. Twist stories so you're always to blame. Criticize you for traits they secretly hate in themselves. It's not the insecurity alone that makes them toxic. It's their refusal to handle that insecurity in a healthy way. They won't examine it. They won't admit it. Instead, they weaponize it, and you end up paying the price. Toxic people don't all look the same. Some are loud and explosive, others quiet and passive-aggressive, but there are patterns. Here are key red flags to watch for. 1. Negativity is their default setting. Oh, they can turn any good news into a problem. Oh, if something positive happens to you, they immediately look for a flaw. Oh, if something bad happens, they almost enjoy it. It feeds the drama. 1. They drag you down emotionally, or you feel tense, anxious, or guilty around them. Oh, you start second-guessing yourself more. Oh, your mood consistently drops after interacting with them. 1. They live in constant conflict, petty arguments, drama over nothing, constant fallouts. Oh, they can't go long without some kind of crisis. Well, if there isn't a problem, they'll create one. 1. They never truly take responsibility. Oh, their favorite sport is blaming others. Oh, if you confront them, they flip it. Suddenly, it's your fault. Oh, when they apologize, if they ever do, it comes with excuses and deflection. 1. They weaponize your emotions, or your kindness becomes something they exploit. Or your honesty becomes ammunition they later use against you. Or your vulnerability becomes a tool for control. 1. They play with your self-image as subtle put-downs disguised as jokes. Oh, comparisons that make you feel less than. Oh, backhanded compliments that sting rather than uplift. 1. They love control. and hate boundaries. Oh, they get angry when you say no. Oh, they expect you to be available when it suits them. Oh, they may try to isolate you from support, friends, family, anyone who might wake you up. You don't need all of these to be present. But if you're seeing several of them consistently, you're not too sensitive. You're probably dealing with a toxic person. Not all toxicity is one-on-one. Sometimes it's baked into groups and environments. You'll see this in certain workplaces, cliquey friendship circles, extreme religious or ideological groups, families with long-running unhealthy dynamics. They often share the same beliefs and rigid rules, the same enemies, the same us versus them mentality, the same obsession with gossip, judgment, and drama. Think of it like a toxic cloud. If you stand in it long enough, you'll breathe it in. You start thinking in their language, adopting their fears and prejudices, normalizing behavior that would have shocked you a year ago. If you're constantly surrounded by complaining, bitterness, hatred of outsiders, celebration of other people's failures, you will feel it in your mental and physical health. Unexplained anxiety, chronic stress, feeling watched and judged, feeling like you're never quite good enough. This is why awareness matters. It's not just about individual people. It's also about toxic conditions. Now, let's zoom in on one particularly dangerous type, the narcissistic, toxic person. Not everyone with a big ego is a clinical narcissist, but there are common traits. They're full of themselves. They genuinely believe they're above others. They make amazing first impressions. Charming, charismatic, magnetic. They're obsessed with status and image, titles, money, power, aesthetics. Their social media is a highlight reel, perfectly curated, always center stage. They look down on others. Unless someone has power they want access to. Their relationship history is a mess. Lots of fallouts, drama, crazy exes. Low empathy and low self-awareness. They don't really get how others feel, and they don't see themselves clearly. Are all narcissistic people cartoon villains plotting your destruction? No. Some are genuinely clueless about how much harm they cause. Others know exactly what they're doing. Either way, the effect on you is similar. You question yourself constantly. You end up overgiving and underreceiving. You feel responsible for keeping the peace, fixing everything, managing their moods. And because narcissistic, toxic people are often so charming at the beginning, by the time you notice the cracks, you're already emotionally invested. That's when it becomes hard to walk away, even when you know you should. Let's talk about specific relationship patterns that should ring alarms for you. These can show up in romantic relationships, friendships, families, and at work. 1. Relationships, where one person controls everything. At first, it feels comfortable. They plan everything. They decide. I don't have to think. They're just strong and decisive. Over time it becomes, they decide where you go, who you see, what you do. Your preferences slowly disappear. Saying no feels dangerous. Control can look like, I'll handle the money. Don't worry about it. I don't like your friends. They're bad for you. You don't need to work. I'll take care of you. It sounds caring. It often isn't. When one person consistently holds the power and decision-making, you're not in a relationship. You're in a system of control. 1. People who always put their needs above yours. This sounds obvious, but it's subtle in real life. Watch for people who use I constantly. Their needs, their emotions, their problems. Only show interest in you when it serves them. Disappear when you need support. If someone is chronically self-centered, they simply do not have the emotional capacity to care for you properly. You'll always end up empty. 1. Relationships built on mistrust and jealousy. If your connection is built on constant suspicion, accusations, jealousy disguised as love, it will eventually crush your self-esteem. Healthy relationships require trust, not surveillance. If you're constantly defending yourself against things you haven't done, you're not in love, you're in a low-level interrogation. 1. Persuasion and emotional blackmail lines like, "If you loved me, you would. If you walk away now, it means you never cared. You're the only one who would abandon me like this." This is manipulation, not love. They twist your sense of loyalty and empathy to get what they want. You end up doing things that feel wrong, just to avoid being made out as the bad one. 1. Relationships built on lies. Some people are pathological liars. They lie to cover up cheating. They lie to avoid responsibility. They lie to manage different versions of themselves in different circles. At first, you want to believe them, because admitting the truth is painful. But living with lies long-term will destroy your sense of reality. You start doubting your own memory, your own judgment. That confusion is the perfect environment for a toxic person to keep control. You cannot remove toxic people from the planet, sadly, but you can drastically limit their impact on your life. Think of it like building a mental firewall. Here are 4 practical tools. The 4 Ds. 1. Don't react. Just listen. On the surface, toxic people feed off emotional reactions. The more you defend, explain, justify, argue, the more material they have to twist and use. Instead, stay calm. Keep your responses short and neutral. Let them talk without giving them emotional fuel. Outwardly, you're calm. Inwardly, you're observing. 1. Depersonalize. It's about them, not you. When a toxic person attacks, criticizes, or belittles you, it feels very personal. But most of the time, they're simply projecting their own mess onto the nearest target. Remind yourself, this is their insecurity, their pain, their fear. I am not the source. I'm the outlet. That tiny mental shift stops you spiraling into, "What's wrong with me?" and moves you into, "What's wrong with this dynamic?" Once you see it as their pattern, you can stop swallowing it as your identity. 1. Distance yourself. Physically and emotionally, not every toxic situation needs a dramatic exit immediately. But distance is non-negotiable if you want to stay sane. That might mean seeing them less often, not sharing personal information they can weaponize, leaving the room when conversations turn abusive, shutting down arguments instead of engaging, and in some cases, yes, ending the relationship, leaving the job, cutting contact, or going very low contact. You are not obligated to sit in poison to prove you're a good person. 1. Delegate the fight. You don't have to fix them. You are not their therapist. You are not their savior. You are not responsible for healing wounds they refuse to address. Stop trying to explain basic empathy to adults who don't want to learn it. Rewriting the same message hoping this time they'll understand. Playing referee between them and other people they're also hurting. Put the sword down. Let life, consequences, and if they ever choose it, professional help deal with them. Your job is your own mental health. Toxic people are not a glitch in the system. They're part of it. You can't avoid them completely, but you don't have to let them colonize your mind. In this part 1, we've defined what a toxic person actually is, looked at the insecurity and projection behind their behavior, exposed common traits and red flags, broken down specific toxic conditions and relationship patterns, given you the 4Ds to start protecting yourself. From here, your next steps are simple, but not easy. Start noticing who consistently drains you. Stop excusing patterns that are clearly harming you. Begin building small boundaries, even if it's just saying no once where you'd usually say yes. In part 2, we'll go deeper into. Until then, remember this. You're not difficult for wanting peace. You're not selfish for wanting safety. You're not cruel for walking away from people who won't stop hurting you. You're just finally learning how to deal with toxic people before they deal with you.